Hey guys, it's John sitting here in my living room on a beautiful evening. It is definitely chilly outside, and I'm drinking a mug of John's Joe Peruvian decaf, which is spectacular. Hope you're having a phenomenal time where you are. I wanted to talk about this fasting plan. I told you I'd be doing videos. So, first, I'd like to say I'm not going to do daily videos on the fasting. I'm going to do a weekly video, but I'm going to have daily inserts in the weekly video. Those weekly videos will come out on Saturdays, and those in that you'll see the what I did during the week in daily segments. I'll also do a countdown of weight that I'm losing, and I'll talk about the symptoms that or the things that I've seen changes in, and you'll get to watch my face shrink, as I said. But I want to talk about the actual plan so that you can understand the way I do this. On week one, what I do is I remove all carbohydrates from my diet. I eat nothing but meat and eggs and soups that have no noodles. So it's basically meat in broth, salt, pepper, um, and I just remove all carbohydrates. Now I will still be drinking my coffee during that week. That my coffee does not have carbohydrates in it anyway. It has heavy cream and butter, and it's blended, so it is definitely a carb-free drink already. Now, I naturally only eat 1 to 2 meals a day anyway, and so I usually only have coffee at breakfast. So that's going to be a very easy thing for me to skip breakfast because I already do. So that makes it a very simple transition for me. I usually eat somewhere around noon and sometimes around 5 during my normal life, and so on this on this I'll really be upping the intermittent fasting, because what that is an intermittent fast. If you think about it, if I'm not eating breakfast and then I'm not eating after like 5, that's actually considered an intermittent fast. But I'm upping my intermittent fast on week one to what's called an OMAD, 1 meal a day. So I'll get up in the morning, I'll have my mug of coffee, and I will have a mug of broth with some salt and butter in it at the normal first meal time. The second meal time will be a full no zero carb meal, steak or chicken or eggs or something that is completely carb free. Um, I also, on my first week, I'll make a list of a whole bunch of projects that I want to get done during the fast. Because what happens in during the fast is suddenly you've got a couple extra hours in the day because you're not eating, and so you suddenly have all this extra time, and that time can be spent thinking about food, or that time can be spent thinking about projects and doing things and being active. And so, to me, during this first prep week, what I do is I literally make a project list that I can mark off as I go. Now, week two is still a prep week, and what happens during week two is I remove solid food and I replace that 1 meal a day with another mug of broth. So I have that salt, that butter, that little bit of butter that gives me a little bit of fat that keeps my body in ketosis, burning body fat as opposed to muscle. So I'm training my body to really take the fat away. And if you did nothing but that would be an amazing fast. A broth fast for a week, you would have an amazing result. The thing that's really interesting about what I've said so far, this first 2 weeks of carbohydrate reduction, if you just remove carbohydrate from your diet, you'll lose whatever excess weight you have. It actually burns the fat that your body needs to burn to keep going. And ketones are really good for the brain. You find very quickly when you're in ketosis that your mind gets very clear. You get your real serious clarity of thought. It's a wonderful experience and a wonderful feeling. On week three is the start of the fast. So we've got 2 weeks of prep that I use, that I go to, and then week three is when I just remove even the broth and I just start drinking water. Now, during the 4 weeks of or more, I'm doing 4 weeks of full fast this year. During those 4 weeks, if I get lightheaded or something, I will drink a mug of broth, which will give me the salt, and which is an electrolyte, and it'll also give me a little bit of fat, which will keep me in that state. It immediately goes away, but I almost never have to do that. I've never had a situation where I get lightheaded. I just know that that's my plan if I do. So week 3 is the start. I got no food or broth. Week 4, no food or broth. Week 5, no food or broth. Week 6 is no food or broth, and the finish. After that finish on that week, I will finish off the fast. Now, how will I finish it off? I will finish it off by going to a broth fast. Basically, easing my body back into consuming that little bit of butter that's in there and creating that sort of energy. Now, week 7, I'll go back to carb-free OMAD, 1 meal a day, and I'll eat once again back into that process. I'll ease myself into it. The first couple of days of that will probably be broth with hard-boiled eggs chopped up inside of it, so it's like a noodle soup almost. And what that does is it starts reintroducing those proteins in an easy form, and also the fats, because the yolk has fats, and the butter is in there. I usually put a little butter in the broth, so it ends up being a really great week because I usually eat two meals a day of broth, right? Then once I get into week 8, I introduce moderate carbs, very 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 light carbs. The carbs that I usually introduce, like I might have a slice of toast or something like that. I don't go hardcore on pasta anymore. I find that I don't feel well when I eat heavy carbs. I also find that when I eat heavy carbs, I have my joints don't feel good, and my skin gets dried out, and so I just stay away from it as much as I can. And so that's the basic plan for the fast itself, is to come to this 8-week cycle: 2 weeks of prep, 4 weeks of fast, 2 weeks of coming out of the fast. So that's the plan. Now, what I plan on doing, as I said at the beginning of this video, is I'm going to do weekly videos on Saturdays. On Saturdays, you'll get, in that weekly video, you'll get multiple days that I talk on camera, and I just compiled it into one video at the end of the week. And so you'll have 8 Saturdays in a row where you're going to see that, and it's going to start next Saturday. So next Saturday is February 1st. So I'm going to start on Saturday, February 1st, and you're going to see me go through that process for those 8 weeks. I want you to know that I'm not in any way, shape, or form telling you to do this. I'm not telling you it's the good thing to do. I'm not telling you it's the bad thing to do. And if you're going to come on here and tell me and try to scare me with, oh my God, you're going to blah, 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 I'm just going to stop you from talking, because I've done this for over 20 years. I know what I'm doing, and I know it works for me. I am very comfortable with this process. I don't take any naysayers to come at me with that kind of thing. And I will literally just keep going, and you guys can encourage me or ask questions, anything you want. But if you try to discourage me, I'm just going to block it, because I don't need your negativity. So that's my thought on this. Yeah, I hope this is what you guys were asking for. When I asked if you wanted to know about it, several of you said yes. So since I took Saturdays and Sundays off of the regular videos, I am now doing Saturday will be the fasting video for the next 8 weeks, and Sunday will be the recovering Catholic video. So you'll have those videos will now get more time. Thank you guys for encouraging this, and believe what I'm about to do can happen, because I do it frequently, and you're going to see dramatic changes right in the camera. You will see dramatic changes. I've been slowly reducing things getting ready for this fast in a while, and you can see the neck's a little thinner. I've already lost a little bit of weight in this process because I've already started reducing carbs, but now it's going 0 carbs on week 1. So that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day. See you soon. Bye.